All right, here we go. Good morning, everyone. I'm a little late, 5 minutes late, but here nonetheless. What is up, guys? We're gonna jump right into it and take a look at what we got going on. Markets are in free fall. I guess we've had a little bit of a retracement so far today, but dude, this is gonna be an interesting day. A lot of volatility, a lot of opportunity, I would say. So I'm excited. As you guys know, I am trading live. I'm trading on my live account, and yeah, we're here to hopefully capitalize on some gains. But we're just here to show up. At the end of the day, that's all we can do is show up. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let me move this. So we got to get everything out. We got to get out Forex Factory. We got to get out Tradeovate, SP Pro, and everything else. I don't know. Oh yeah, Discord. But what are you guys thinking today? What are you guys thinking? Let me know. Let me know. Someone messaged me in trade. I'm gonna look at that, see what they say. Servant shared his thoughts. We're gonna need to go top down here. I think we just finally rebalanced to an unmitigated gap on the weekly, right? Almost unmitigated. We did use it here, but wait, let me see. Oh no, it is. It is unmitigated. So we just rebalanced to an unmitigated weekly gap. This is like literally what I was talking about on the higher time frame, just zoomed down, or on the lower time frame, just zoomed out to the higher time frame, right? We have a unmitigated weekly gap right here, and not gonna lie, in the short term, I don't think we're gonna get through this. I think this is, at least in the short term, gonna be like, you don't want to trade through these unmitigated weekly gaps. So, that's just my opinion, but from my experience, you'll get some kind of reversal off of unmitigated gaps. So, anyway, we got to go top down, and I got to sign into Tradeovate, so. Oh, first we got to check news. Powell speaks at 10:30 a.m. today, guys. Dang. Okay, good to know. We had 1 hour, 7 minutes ago, red folder message from Trump. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, yeah, let's go top down, right? And let me just open up my journal. March 30th, 2026, Monday. Yeah, let's go top down. So, like I said, we had this sell model, and we went from these daily gaps, so these daily fair value gaps here and here, all the way down to the unmitigated weekly gap. So this, honestly, guys, this was the high time frame draw on liquidity. I don't know if we're gonna get through this. I at least in the very short term. Turn off all alarms. It's just my first thoughts, though. It's just my first thoughts, just hopping on the market here. But think about it. If you're taking a short trade, from those daily gaps, where do you think you would target? You would target this LRLR, and you would target this unmitigated weekly gap here. Okay, you can't see my screen. So, if you're taking a short off these daily fair value gaps, daily 2022 fair value gaps, right? If you're taking a short off of these, where are you targeting? You're going to be targeting these low resistance lows, and then also the unmitigated weekly gap here. So, I mean, I don't know if we're going to get through this, guys, on the first go around. But that's just my initial thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking. So, starting out on the daily chart here, obviously we had a previous year's high S&T. And then we will drop down to a lower time frame. Don't worry. We want to project out this. Right in between 4 and 5 projections of this. I mean, if you measure it out like this, let's see. I wouldn't measure it out like that, but yeah, I don't know. I think in the short term we really hit this 4th projection here. So, which aligned with the LRLR. I'm not convinced we need to for sure go lower than this in the short, especially in the short term. Then here's equal highs. But let me know what you guys are thinking. Just gathering information here. And then yeah, 4 projections was right around this this LRLR here. That doesn't mean we won't continue lower, but in the short term, I don't know. And we definitely have not had an internal sweep of liquidity, so there's no higher time frame reversal for longs yet, at least in my opinion. But okay, I'm gonna put this in daily charts here. So yeah, I think we really did hit the max, around the max extension of this model in the short term. So yeah, then LRLR here. Alright, this is where I'm going to start with for higher time frame. Let's put this in the daily log here. Right, let's drop down a time frame. And let's also look at true opens and SMTs. So yeah, first let's see if there's any high time frame SMT, like maybe with any of these lows. Like if there's an SMT with this low, that would be very telling. You know what I'm saying? We could probably just eyeball it here. No SMT with that low. Yeah, we got SMT with YM with this low here. So interesting. So boom. Once again, having hit this unmitigated higher time frame gap, I'm like, okay, maybe short term gets a reaction out of this. So let me know what you guys are thinking. So yeah, dropping down. So there is higher time frame SMT with YM. Hey, random guy, bro, what up? So first thing first, I'm thinking is I was talking a lot last week about unmitigated gaps, and we were looking at them on the low time frame, but we actually have an unmitigated weekly gap. And I was saying, like, with these unmitigated gaps, a lot of the time, you know, the higher time frame take profits end up being these unmitigated gaps. So it's kind of hard to trade through them on the first go around, right? So it's not like we can't break this weekly unmitigated gap. It's just in the short term, are we going to break it? And I just don't know. So there's SMT with YM with that low over there, and we just kind of like went on this LRLR run. So anyway, we're still gathering information. Let's kind of look at true opens. So I have the new indicator, which is just going to plot them out for me, which is awesome. We're below true month open. We're below true week open here. And yeah, just gathering information. Okay. Yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking. I want to hear your thoughts. I always want to hear your thoughts. Even if you think they're not valuable, they're valuable to me. So I want to hear your thoughts. So we want to reference last week's true week open because we don't have one yet this week. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm kind of bullish long term, but definitely bearish. Bullish long. Oh, you're kind of bullish in the short term, but long term definitely bearish. Okay, okay. I think it might be. I don't know. I could see either. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into long term. I did make some crazy long term prediction, but honestly, we'll see if that plays out. Because once again, we're gonna have to play based off of what the market's telling us. Right now, we have a weekly unmitigated gap that we just hit. So there's, with a weekly gap, it's always possible we get a market maker buy model off of this eventually, right? I'm not gonna discredit it. It looks like we even generated out all these highs. So anyway, yeah, I just go off of what the market's telling me. So at this point, right, we hit the unmitigated weekly gap. Yeah, below true week open, below true month open. I'm gonna screenshot that. Wonder if we have any new week opening gap or weekly volume imbalances or any daily volume imbalances or anything like that, right? I want to pay attention to that in case we do. Nothing I would use. Nothing obvious enough to use, at least for me. Okay, so let's lock in here. Let's really actually get going. So we hit this low. This is the low into the unmitigated weekly gap. Come on. Oh yeah, we got to get out SB Pro. I mean, if you think about it, higher time frame, this is just a breaker, so we should definitely be careful that of thinking that it could just continue falling. I initially said that I wanted to see that, but I don't know. I kind of just need to go off of what the market's telling me, you know. So we've had external liquidity get swept, but obviously no internal liquidity sweep. Okay, let's go ahead and screenshot this. So yeah, we're below true week open, true month open. Okay, we're probably good to even drop down to an hourly chart here. Because I don't think there's really much on the 4 hour to look at. Well, yeah, we'll see. I want to get to the true open. So midnight, all right, let's look at midnight. And then I want to get to looking at Asia and London. So midnight here. So we're below midnight. So we're in discount on the day. What about on 7th? What about with 7:30? So 7:30 is going to be right here. So we're trading right around 7:30. Okay. Hey Jake, do you like the new journal card feature on Reflect IQ? I think yeah, I was looking at that journal. I was looking at the new features on Reflect IQ actually. I was just looking around on Reflect IQ this week, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't been using that seem really cool. So I've been meaning to check that out more. But it looks sick, bro. Everything you guys have on that website is just amazing. Like it's impressive. I don't know how to make a website like that. That's awesome. Okay, so here's kind of where we stand with all these true opens here. We're below, definitely below true month open, true week open, true day open. But higher time frames only had external liquidity swept, no internal liquidity. Thanks, bro. You guys are goated for making Reflect IQ. I really appreciate the work you guys put in. Okay. So, yeah, external sweep here, unmitigated gap. Guys, we got to lock in here. Now, reality is we're probably pushing up against this 4 hour. There's a 4 hour gap here. So, 4 hour gap. We've dug deep into it. 5-minute equal lows. Okay, all right, good to know. Thank you, random guy. We've dug deep into this 4 hour gap. So this is a 4 hour gap. We have not inversed yet. It's 1 hour and 5 minutes until we inverse. But could it inverse? Yeah. I would also be looking at this 4 hour unmitigated gap because, well, this this one's in premium, right, relative to this leg. So if the market was bullish, I don't think we would get past this high. So that's something to consider. Is let's actually mark out this 4 hour unmitigated gap and just realize that's kind of like my max draw in the short term for bullish, at least in my opinion. It's in premium. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Y'all can think anything you want, but let me know your thoughts. But for if I was to take longs, I'd really just target this unmitigated gap. So where's unmitigated? Where is it? And the nice thing is it's in premium, right? So yeah, if I was to take longs, I would max target this. Okay. I don't know if it's worth it to mark that 4-hour gap out. Maybe. We did inverse this lower 4-hour gap here, right? So I'll probably jump down to a lower time frame. I don't know if this 4-hour gap is that relevant, honestly. But that's just me. Dream scenario: they go down to equal lows, hit the and hit the 4-hour gun, untapped 4-hour gap, then go up to on-field 4-hour gap on the top. For real, bro, that would make a ton of sense. So that's an idea we want to keep in our mind for sure. 100% random guy. Thank you. So gonna screenshot this, right? Bang. Once again, as far as higher time frame go, I mean, I shouldn't really even be talking about this because it's like low time frame, but I wouldn't expect us to really higher time frame retrace until we get for sure an internal sweep of this low, right? That's just me. Okay, dropping down. Yeah, let's just keep dropping down here. Yeah, unmitigated 4-hour weekly gap. 4-hour equal lows at the low we just made. Okay, that's definitely good to know. Thank you. Thank you, Prom. Appreciate it. Yeah, premium 4-hour unmitigated for value gap. Midnight there. Yeah, honestly, let's just drop down to a 15-minute chart here. And I'm going to start getting rid of all this other stuff. Let's see. Let's get rid of all this other stuff. Okay. Yeah, like I said, below true week open, below true month open. Definitely needs a resweep before taking longs again. Yeah, exactly. Like higher time frame longs we will not get anything for until like a whole buy model forms, and then we really get a line time frame change in state on the 4-hour and the internal sweeps and stuff. So higher time frame, you got to really wait for all that. Okay. So let's look at London and Asia. And also, this right here was that Trump thing that I just talked about, right? We got a tweet from Trump 1 hour 7, or I guess now it's probably like 1 hour 30 minutes ago. It's already out of the top 5, the top 4. But anyway, this was Trump, right? So there's a Trump wick there. So this is we're gonna want to treat this as data high and data low, right? Good morning, Jake. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, bro. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. But yeah, hopefully we can have a good trading day today. We'll see. So data low there. Once again, this is Trump just saying something on Twitter, so still a news event. So data high, data low. Looks like we took the data low and then started expanding. 4-hour relatively equal lows. Okay, good to know. So yeah, data high, data low. So yeah, above us we got the premium unmitigated 4-hour gap, the data high, data low. Honestly, I'm aware that that weekly gap's there, so I'm going to get rid of that now. And I'm going to mark this out, right? Bang. We got 30 minutes to market open. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I know random guy gave me his thoughts. I appreciate that. Oh, I need to look at Servant's thoughts here. Forgot to check that. Servant's saying, oh, I forgot to switch my screen, I think. Anyway, it's fine. He's saying we're going to dig into this Newswick, get a sweep, and then lower prices. We got London low there. Dope. Okay. Did I screenshot this yet? I need to get out. I need to make sure I log into Tradeovate here. Make sure my daily loss limits are set. And make sure I'm in SB Pro. There's a lot of things I gotta check. And make sure I'm logged in on. Okay. Checking daily loss limit. Make sure that's set here. Daily loss limit. Set. Bang. Okay. Cool. Let's click, let's get SB Pro loaded. Okay. Yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Alright, I got Tradeovate set up now. 28 minutes till market open. I'm trying to get SB Pro loaded. That's what I'm doing right now, in case you're wondering. Okay, let me slide this over. Zooming in on the low time frame. Okay. And the reason you can't see what I'm looking at is because SB Pro is in my middle screen, so it's the same screen as OBS, so I'm not gonna switch that to that screen right now. Okay. All right, we got SB Pro. There we go. Okay. So let's check London Asia lows here, and then also we'll check NDogs, True Opens. So here's our 90-minute True Open, 752. I'm loving the new indicator for this because it does all the work for me and even gets it down precise, down to the seconds, which honestly is really helpful. I don't have to spend too much time looking at it. There we go. So looks like we took the data low as the manipulation in the short term here. Right? You see how we formed true opens, swept the data low. Let's see if there was SMT with that. My guess is there's probably SMT with that data low, honestly. And yeah, let's check London Asia lows and previous day's high lows and that kind of stuff. We're getting a day where we really don't have any internal sweeps of London or Asia. This doesn't happen a lot, but it will happen. Screenshotting this. Bang. Yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts as always. Boom. Okay. Honestly, yeah, if I was looking at longs, I don't think we will get past the 4-hour unmitigated gap. What up, Chess? But we might not get longs. It might end up being shorts. We will have to see. We will have to see. Let's check like 1 hour gaps, that kind of stuff. So there is a 1 hour gap in discount that is unmitigated. So watch this 1 hour unmitigated gap. We might not get past that for shorts. I'm really liking using these unmitigated gaps because it really is important. Like, just like why are we trying to trade through an unmitigated gap that hasn't been broken through once yet? Like, I would just take profit at those gaps. That's what I would do. So 1 hour unmitigated for value up to the downside. Once again, these are going to be good draws in liquidity. So data low below, unmitigated gap below, boom, boom. So that's draws in liquidity to the downside. If I was to take short, I would take profit at data low. Well, I guess technically, data low was swept, right? So now that I think about it. Chess, what are you thinking today so far? Alright, premium unmitigated 4 hour gap, but then unmitigated 1 hour gap below. Data high here, data low there. Boom. Screenshotting this. We have a 1 hour inversion for value gap. If we did come back down into that 1 hour unmitigated gap, maybe we use the 1 hour inversion gap. Yeah, let me know. Your analysis is usually spot on, bro. So, yeah, I mean, London and Asia, right? We obviously have Asia low below, London low below, but before we'd ever get there, we'd have to get to this 1 hour unmitigated gap. So I'm not really thinking London and Asia are that relevant today, to be honest. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. London and Asia are way below this 1 hour unmitigated gap, and I'm not gonna be trading through this 1 hour unmitigated gap for shorts. So honestly, I don't think London and Asia are that relevant for me today. Gap for shorts. So London and Asia, not that relevant to me today. Right. Perfect. I love quarterly theory. I always love a good quarterly theory trader. Let's take a look at new week opening gaps, new day opening gaps, maybe a little bit of stat map here. Statistical manipulation level is within the 1 hour unmitigated gap. Bullish manipulation level is within. I'm going to keep this in my head. I'm not going to mark this out. Statistical bullish manipulation is in the 1 hour unmitigated for value gap. Statistical bearish manipulation is above the data high. So we could be expecting AMD if we come into this 1 hour unmitigated gap for longs, or we could expect bearish AMD if we take the data high for shorts. That's kind of what I would get from that. Let's actually screenshot that and mark that out. Right. If we take the data high first, I'd probably expect shorts. If we take the data, if we come back to the unmitigated gap, I would expect longs. For session AMD, if we went gap first, if we went to 1 hour unmitigated gap first, I would expect AMD for longs. If we took data high first, I would expect AMD for shorts, just based off session stat map. Right. So that's just going to be in my head. I'm not going to have that fully marked out. So let's check stat map here, the regular stat map. We did go to session, this daily manipulation, close to. Oh, we hit the session, the daily distribution. Okay, let's drop down even lower time frame. We got 20 minutes to market open, and I will be right back. Okay. Let's do this. So yeah, this Trump wick, right? It's important to pay attention to like the stuff that's going on a unique day like today. Like this is a Trump wick, right? So we do want to pay attention to this Trump wick. Honestly, I've never done this before, but maybe gradient the Trump wick. I don't know. That's something to consider, but I haven't backtested that, so I'm probably not gonna look at that too much. Okay. So we have a 15-minute gap there. Here, let's see. What else do we look at? Obviously, we inverse the 1 hour down there. I mean, the 4 hour. We got 47 minutes till this closes here. Right, we were going to look at new week opening gaps and new day opening gaps. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so there is a new week opening gap resting around the data low. So that's something to keep in the back of our mind. And it looks like there is a new week opening gap around the data high, which is something that we might want to keep in the back of our mind here. So yeah, I like to keep a lot of this stuff in the back of my mind. I don't really want to have it on my chart, but I will look at it just to see, right? So new day opening gaps. We don't have. This is crazy. We don't have any new day opening gaps. Why? Because, I mean, all the new day opening gaps are up in the previous 50 days over there. I mean, you could pull this up to like 300. And then maybe we'll get some. At this point, it's not worth it. It's too far back for it to really matter. Yeah, this is the new week opening gap that we were looking at. Alright. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Me too, QT. QT? Hey, we love that. We love our quarterly theory traders. That's great. Okay, so once again, those new week opening gaps are in the back of my mind that we have one around the data high and then around one around the data low. Once again, for longs, I would not trade past this 4 hour unmitigated gap, and for shorts, I'm not trading past the 1 hour unmitigated gap. So I'm kind of trading within this range here, right? Between the data high and the data low. Once again, let me know your guys' thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts. Okay, I guess now, we got 15 minutes till market open. We do have a 15-minute gap here that might get reused. We have a 1 hour gap here. So 15-minute gap here might get reused. 1 hour gap here. I think the Surivant's idea that he said could play out, right? Where you basically push up a little bit into this data wick, but it doesn't really go that far, and then we reject. So there's a 15-minute gap there. Once again, you still use it, even though we wicked through it, doesn't matter. So there's a 15-minute gap. And then there is a 1 hour gap even above that, right? That's been used, but still. So 1 hour gap above that, and then the 15-minute gap there. Looks like we are utilizing the true session open on the right side of the curve here. You can see that is the case here. Looks like 5-minute fair value gap here, so we might want to I might tape read along here off of this, right? Right, because we just souped true open. My guess is it will turn into shorts here around market open, but we'll see. Okay. 9:22:30 is gonna form in 4 minutes. Let's get a 5-minute gap. You can see there's a low time frame market maker buy model here off of the 5-minute gap, right? And my guess is there's probably some kind of SMT. Let's see if my indicator can spot it. There's a 1 hour SD. Can use this, but we should see a 5-minute SSMT2 confirmation not showing anything to be bearish for now. Yeah, not yet. But what's SD? I don't know why my indicator is not showing. There's got to be an SMT here, unless there's not, but there might not be. Oh, maybe there's not. There's not SMT with that low. There's not SMT with that low. Okay, wait, let's check ES. Okay, maybe there's just not bullish SMTs. Yeah, there's just not really bullish SMTs here. Swing divergence, interesting. Alright, there's no real bullish SMT there actually, so. CRT but SMTs, interesting. Right, so there's a 5-minute gap, 15-second change in state here. But there might be like a Venom model there. We'll see. Okay, so you can see the market utilizing this. Having souped the true open. There's no SMT with this, but it did soup the true open. So let's project this out. I'd really expect to see us go max for projections of this. So yeah, we do. Honestly, we have equal highs here. I could see us getting a reversal off of these relatively equal highs once we hit 4 projections. Once again, market open in 20 minutes. So equal highs. We haven't looked at RTH gaps yet. So this definitely fits the like around a 4 minute, 4 minute. I meant 5 minute 30-second model or 5 minute 15-second model. We just hit 2 projections. Yeah, I think we'll go the fourth projection here, maybe. Okay, right, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, up to equal highs here. It's kind of what it's looking like. Five-minute occurred but got broken. Okay, interesting. Alright, you see how there's a 5 minute 15-second model here playing out a little bit. Now, once again, could it end up being high resistant, reject us, and then go lower? Yes, 100%. That's, you know. But I'm just recording the plain and simple thing that is on the chart right now, which is that we could be drawing to the equal highs. I will put this in 5 minute 15-second models. We are so bullish somewhat how. Well, weekly unmitigated gap, that's basically how. So yeah, data low got taken, so I'm gonna really just mark this out as a sweep here. Data low got taken. Boom. I think we're gonna use this 15-minute fair value gap again, and we'll probably use CE of it. Oh no. Okay, mark this out. Boom, boom. Okay, so CE of it is right here. Ooh, right around 4 projections. Bang. Okay. So my initial thought going into market open is I'd probably look for us to reject CE here. Now I don't know if I'm gonna take this, but it's a thought, right? I could take something like this where we have CE of this gap at the equal highs, and then maybe we come down. You know, now that I think about it, that should be around where the midpoint between those new week opening gaps are. Nope, never mind. It's down there. Okay. So, you know, if we got a sweep of those equal highs into CE of this, rejecting the fourth projection, could give us shorts down to the 1 hour unmitigated gap. Something to consider. So 15-minute fair value gap CE right here. So we could be looking at something like this, where we come up, hit 4 projections, and then run back down all the way to the 1 hour unmitigated gap here. Right? This is a possibility. We just got 922.30, so we are above our 90-minute true open, the new one that just formed. So I was like, did market open? Did I miss it? So yeah, it might end up something like this, where we might come up, hit 4 projections, run the equal highs, and then we start to form a 2022 model back down to the unmitigated gap here. Right? So like something like this. Just a thought. So maybe like 32nd 2022 for value gap. And then maybe we would get SMT with that high. So honestly, I don't really care about this anymore. I might get that off my chart, honestly. So we could be looking at something like this. It could end up being the first presented for value gap that, you know, gets inversed off of this or something. Right, but we could be looking at something like this. I'm going to put this in 15-minute, 1-minute models. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I like this a little bit. I'm going to turn off SMTs for now. 3 minutes till market open. Okay, that's kind of a possibility I could see. Another possibility is this stays high resistant to take us lower. So yeah, once again, I don't really care about this right now. So I might just drag this over. I might still have it on my chart, but I'm just going to move it over. I'm more interested in the shorts here. Back down. So option A, we stay high resistant. I think more likely is option B, where we're gonna end up sweeping the equal highs and then getting some kind of outside bar or inversion for value gap lower. Let's see if this is a 5-minute gap. Okay, we can get a lot more precise with this 5-minute gap. We also might use this 5-minute gap here. Actually, we'll probably use this one. Yeah. This is a little more precise here. Yeah, I wouldn't classify that as volume balance, honestly. So this should just be fine to use. Okay, I have Trade Evade open. Let me see what the amount of risk, like, relatively would be, so I have an idea if I was to take something. Oh wow, we got lots of wiggle room for a lot of cons here. It's letting us do 2 cons, which is fantastic. I'm assuming this risk is right. And not obviously it's not risking 800 because I'm charting on NQ, not MNQ. So 11 o'clock. All right, we got 1 minute till market open. Yeah, 800 there, 800 there. Boom, boom. I just want to make sure the risk is right because it's telling me 2 cons, which is like way more than normal. But that should be right. Okay. Oh. Outside, we got a Cantina kill shot to the downside there. So this was the other option I was saying, which is that it might end up staying high resistant, right? And you can see that it did. Here's the high resistant liquidity. So that we had a Cantina kill shot there. Obviously, you could have taken that, right? I don't love it. It's kind of scary, but I you know, it definitely worked out for probably like 4R there on the 32nd. Do you guys see what I'm saying? The Cantina kill shot where we have a 30-second outside bar right here. Almost, but I would still classify that as an outside bar, honestly. Okay, we might actually get longs. Oh, outside bar to the upside. All right, I might try this to this unmitigated gap there. This is nice. Okay, we'll take this if we get it. As long as it's within reason, but it should be. This is nice. Yeah, we'll take this to this 4-hour unmitigated gap. As long as it closes here. And it looks reasonable.
Order filled.
Alright, stop loss is going to go below the order block at 493. And I'll just target this. Break even at the data high. Targeting the 4-hour unfilled. About to get stopped out.
Stop filled.
I got cooked by my own idea. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, the idea that I even thought of play. Yeah, that wasn't a good trade. I entered a. Look at this. We got an outside bar back down. Actually changing state back down. Whatever, I messed up. It's fine. That was the wrong idea. this was the correct move. The 30-second change in state off of this. There you go. The initial idea I wanted played out. I don't know what I was doing, dude. Dang it. Dang it! I missed the 4.8R because I tried being adaptable, but being adaptable. I had the right idea, but I was I was a little too adaptable. I needed to stick to this even though we closed as a 2 minute outside bar, it's like I don't know. It's not actually that great. This is better. Anyway, it's all risk management. It's okay. Next time, I'm going to catch this other one, right? It's okay. Alright, I will trade demo now, so I'm going to end the stream and then restart it, so